Stop. Right now. Before you scroll past this, I need you to hear something. Something that took me over 20 years to discover. Something that Andrew Carnegie whispered to me in a private room in Pittsburgh. Something that Henry Ford lived by every single morning of his life. Something that has been responsible for more rags to riches transformations than any inheritance, any lucky break, or any government program ever created. And here it is, plain as daylight. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. My name is Napoleon Hill, and I didn't come from money. I didn't come from privilege. I came from a coal mining holler in the mountains of Southwest Virginia, where the only thing more plentiful than poverty was excuses. But something happened to me in 1908 that changed everything. And in the next 25 to 30 minutes, that same thing is going to happen to you. So do not close this. Do not walk away. Sit down. Lean in. Because what I'm about to share with you is not motivational fluff. This is not a pep talk. This is the science of success. Tested, proven, and used by 500 of the greatest men and women who ever lived on American soil. Are you ready? Then let's begin. It was a cold November morning in 1908. I was a young reporter, barely making ends meet, when I was sent to interview Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world. Now, I want you to picture this. Here I am, a kid with holes in my shoes, sitting across from a man who built the American steel industry from nothing. A man who had immigrated from Scotland as a poor boy and turned himself into a billionaire through sheer force of mind. I expected him to talk about money, about business strategy, about investments. Instead, Andrew Carnegie leaned forward, and he looked at me with those piercing eyes, and he said, "Napoleon, I want to give you a mission. I want you to spend the next 20 years studying the most successful people in America. Interview them, understand what makes them great, and then write a philosophy of success that any ordinary person can follow." I felt my heart pounding in my chest. My palms were sweating. Then he said, "But I will not pay you a single penny for this work. You have 60 seconds to decide. 60 seconds. To accept a 20-year unpaid mission that could destroy my finances, strain my family, and make me the laughingstock of everyone I knew." In 29 seconds, I said yes. Why? Not because I was brave. Not because I was certain. But because somewhere deep inside me, a voice said, This is your purpose. This is what you were born for. And that, my friends, is the very first lesson I want to teach you today. The power of decision. Most people live their entire lives in a fog of indecision. They say, "I'll think about it. Let me wait until the time is right. Maybe next year." And before they know it, 50 years have passed, and they are still waiting. Every single successful person I ever studied. Carnegie, Ford, Rockefeller, Edison, Franklin Roosevelt. Every one of them shared one trait above all others: the ability to make a decision quickly and change it slowly. Unsuccessful people? They make decisions slowly, if at all, and change them quickly the moment things get hard. So right now, in this moment, I want you to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not after this video, right now. Say it out loud. Say, "I am done drifting. I choose my direction. Starting today, I am the master of my own mind." Say it, mean it, because that decision, that single solitary decision, is the seed from which your entire future will grow. Let me tell you something that took me years to fully understand. Something that, once you grasp it, will explain every success and every failure you have ever experienced. Inside every human being, inside you right now, there are two powerful forces locked in constant battle. The first force I call the champion. He says, "You can do this. You have what it takes. Get up. Keep going. You were built for this." The second force I call the destroyer. And he says, "Who do you think you are? You're not smart enough, not rich enough, not lucky enough. Give up. Stay small. Stay safe." These two forces have been fighting inside you since the day you were born, and they will fight until the day you die. Now here is the most important question you will hear today. Tidoltekheid, one EO feeding. Because whichever one you feed, whichever one you give your time, your attention, your thoughts, your words, that is the one that will win. When you wake up in the morning and the first thing you say is, another awful day. Nothing ever works out for me. I'm so tired. I'm so broke. I can't catch a break. You are feeding the destroyer. You are making him stronger. But when you wake up and you say, "Today is full of possibilities. I am moving forward. I am growing. I have everything I need to succeed," you are feeding the champion, and he grows. Now you might say, "Napoleon, that sounds too simple. How can just changing my words change my life?" Let me tell you what Henry Ford told me when I sat across from him in his office in Dearborn, Michigan. "Napoleon," he said, "I forced my mind to believe it could not fail. Every morning I told myself, you will find a way. And my mind, that magnificent, powerful mind God gave me, it did exactly what I commanded it to do. This is not wishful thinking. This is the architecture of the human mind, your subconscious mind, that vast, mysterious engine humming beneath your conscious awareness. It takes its orders from you, from your dominant thoughts, from your habitual self-talk. Feed it fear, and it will manufacture fear. Feed it faith, and it will build bridges to your dreams. Your morning ritual starts now, beginning tomorrow morning, and every morning for the rest of your life. I want you to do this. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and say, I am powerful, I am capable, I am worthy of success. Today, I choose to move forward. My mind is my greatest asset, and I am in full command of it. Do this every single day. Don't skip. Don't snicker. Don't let the destroyer inside you roll his eyes and make you feel foolish. Because within 30 days, something remarkable will happen. You will begin to believe it. And when you believe it, truly believe it, the world will begin to rearrange itself around your belief. Now we come to the heart of everything I discovered. The secret that sits at the very core of Think and Grow Rich. The principle that separates those who dream from those who achieve. I call it the burning desire. Let me be very clear about what I mean, because most people misunderstand this completely. A wish is not a burning desire. A wish says it would be nice if I had $1 million. A wish is passive. A wish is comfortable. A burning desire is something different entirely. A burning desire says, I will have $1 million. I have decided exactly how much I will earn, exactly when I will earn it, and exactly what I will give in return. And I will not rest. I will not stop until this is real. Do you feel the difference? A wish waits for something to happen to you. A burning desire makes things happen because of you. Thomas Edison ANDP Power OF Obsession. Let me tell you about a man whose burning desire changed the world as we know it. Thomas Alva Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park. When Edison set out to create the incandescent light bulb, he failed 10,000 times. 10,000 times. His laboratory burned down. His investors lost faith. Reporters mocked him. Former colleagues abandoned him. And yet, when a journalist asked him how it felt to have failed 10,000 times, Edison looked at that man with complete serenity and said, I have not failed 10,000 times. I have successfully discovered 10,000 ways that will not work. Now I am closer than ever to the way that will. That, my friends, is what a burning desire does to a human being. It turns failure into fuel. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. It turns setback into setup. Edison's desire was not simply to create a glowing piece of glass. His desire was to push back the darkness, to give every home, every street, every city on earth the gift of light. That desire was so powerful, so all-consuming, that it burned through every obstacle in his path. Ajautio Egnit your burning desire right now. Here's what I want you to do. Right now, not after this video, now. Take a piece of paper and a pen, not your phone, actual paper, and answer these questions. Number 1, what do I truly, deeply want? Not what my parents want for me, not what my friends expect, not what society says I should want. What do I want? Number 2, what specific amount of money do I intend to accumulate? Be exact, not a lot, a specific number. Number 3, what is the exact date by which I intend to have it? Number 4, what am I willing to give in return? What service, skill, or value will I provide to earn this? Number 5, what is my definite plan for achieving this goal? Write it down, all of it, in clear, decisive language. Then read it aloud, morning and night, every single day, until you can close your eyes and feel the reality of it. This is not a journal exercise. This is programming your subconscious mind. This is sending a signal to the deepest part of your being that says, this is real, this is certain, this is happening. And your subconscious, that relentless, tireless servant, will begin working day and night to make it so. Now I want to share something with you that when I first discovered it seemed almost too extraordinary to be true. But after decades of observation and study, I am absolutely certain of it. Your thoughts are not just ideas floating inside your skull. They are actual energy. They radiate outward, like radio waves from a broadcasting tower, and they influence the people, circumstances, and opportunities in your environment. I know what you're thinking. Napoleon, this sounds like mysticism. like something from a fortune teller's tent. But stay with me, because this is firmly grounded in what I observed in the real world. The experiment with W. Clement Stone. I worked closely with a businessman named W. Clement Stone. He built Combined Insurance Company of America into one of the largest insurance companies in the nation. He employed over 2,000 salespeople across the country. And he discovered something extraordinary. He trained his salespeople to do this. Before every single customer meeting, before they knocked on a single door, they were to spend 5 full minutes in a state of absolute positive expectation. They were to picture the sale already made, feel the handshake, see the signed contract, experience the customer satisfaction. Then, and only then, were they to step forward and make their presentation. The results were staggering. Sales doubled, then tripled. Salespeople who had been mediocre their entire careers suddenly became top performers. Why? Because customers could feel it. Not consciously. They couldn't point to it and say, this person is thinking positively at me. But on a deeper level, human beings are extraordinarily sensitive instruments. We feel confidence. We feel certainty. We feel belief. And we are drawn to it. When you walk into a room radiating genuine faith in yourself and your purpose, people sense it. They lean in. They say yes. Tuning a your broadcast to our. Here is what I want you to practice, starting today. Before any important interaction, a job interview, a sales call, a meeting with your boss, a first date, a difficult conversation, spend 5 minutes broadcasting the right signal. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, see the outcome you desire as already accomplished. Feel the emotions of success, the gratitude, the satisfaction, the pride. Put a genuine smile on your face. Say to yourself, this goes well. This person receives me warmly. This opportunity is mine. Then step forward. You will be astonished at what changes. Not because you have cast a spell, but because you have aligned every cell in your body. Your posture, your voice, your eye contact, your energy. With the outcome you desire. The world responds to who you are being. Become the person who succeeds. First in your mind, and the world will cooperate. I want to speak now to those of you who are in a dark place, those of you who have lost something, a job, a relationship, a business, a dream. Those of you who are looking at your life right now and wondering, how did I end up here? And more importantly, how do I get out? I have one truth for you, and it is the most counterintuitive truth I ever discovered in 50 years of studying success. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Every single failure, every rejection, every loss, every devastation, inside it, if you look carefully enough, is the seed of something greater. But most people never find it. Most people look at a setback and see only what was lost. They grieve, they complain, they blame. And in doing so, they bury the seed before it ever has a chance to germinate. Thea greet depression and a deep earth of think and grow reach. Let me tell you what happened to me in 1929. The Great Depression hit America like a freight train. Banks collapsed. Businesses shuttered. Millions lost everything they had worked their entire lives to build. The national mood was one of despair, confusion, and fear. And in the middle of all of this, my book sales stopped almost overnight. The publisher was in trouble. My income evaporated. I had a family to feed and no clear path forward. I sat in my study one night and asked myself the question I want you to ask yourself whenever life knocks you down. What is the opportunity hidden inside this adversity? And slowly the answer came. People were desperate. They needed hope. They needed a clear, simple, practical roadmap to recovery, not a philosophy lecture, not an academic text, a manual, a plan, something they could hold in their hands and follow step by step. And so I wrote Think and Grow Rich. A book born directly from the worst economic disaster in American history became one of the best-selling self-help books of all time. It has sold over 100 million copies. It has launched more millionaires than perhaps any single document written in the 20th century. The Depression didn't break me. It made me. And whatever is trying to break you right now, I promise you, it is trying to make you into something greater than you have yet imagined. Your adversity inventory. Here is what I want you to do. Think of the hardest thing in your life right now, the biggest obstacle, the deepest wound, the most crushing disappointment. Now ask yourself, with real curiosity, not bitterness, these 3 questions. What has this taught me? What strength has this built in me that I didn't have before? And what door might this be forcing me to walk through? Write your answers. Sit with them. Let them breathe. Because I promise you, the seed is there. It is always there. You simply have to be willing to look for it. There is one more principle I must share with you before we reach our conclusion, and it is one that most people overlook entirely. I call it the Mastermind Alliance. No great achievement in human history was accomplished by one person working alone. Carnegie had his inner circle of advisors. Edison had his team of experimenters. Roosevelt had his brain trust. Every great leader, every great builder, every transformative figure I ever studied surrounded himself or herself with a group of minds working in perfect harmony toward a common purpose. And the effect of this alliance is not merely additive, it is multiplicative. When two minds come together in a spirit of genuine cooperation and shared purpose, a third mind is created. A mind that is greater than the sum of its parts. A mind that generates ideas, insights, and solutions that neither individual could have reached alone. I witnessed this phenomenon so many times, with so many different people, in so many different fields, that I came to see it as a law of nature. As fixed and reliable as the law of gravity, WASI in your alliance, look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Because here is a truth that may sting a little. You will become the average of those 5 people. Their habits will become your habits. Their thinking will shape your thinking. Their ceiling will become your ceiling. If the people closest to you are comfortable with mediocrity, if they mock ambition, celebrate victimhood, and gossip more than they grow, then you are in the wrong room. This is not about abandoning people you love. It is about being intentional about who you allow to pour into your mind. Seek out people who challenge you. Seek mentors who have been where you want to go. Read books written by great minds. Attend events where excellence is the standard, because your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down every single day. There is no neutral ground. Build your mastermind. Find your people, and watch what becomes possible. Now I want to share with you something that I saved for the end intentionally, because I knew, if I placed it at the beginning, you might misunderstand it. Most people who come to me are chasing one thing: money, financial wealth. And I understand why. Poverty is real. Financial stress is real. The pressure of bills and debts and uncertainty is very, very real. But after spending a lifetime studying wealth, true, lasting, life-giving wealth, I discovered something that changed everything I thought I knew. Money is not even in the top 10. There are 12 great riches of life, and financial abundance is the very last one. Here they are. 1. A positive mental attitude, the foundation upon which all other riches are built. Without a positive mind, no amount of money will save you. 2. Sound physical health. What good is a fortune if your body is broken? Your health is your first wealth. 3. Harmony in human relationships. A life without love, without genuine connection, is a life of quiet, invisible poverty regardless of the balance in your bank account. 4. Freedom from fear. Fear is the great thief of human potential. The truly rich person lives without the paralysis of what might go wrong. 5. The hope of future achievement. A man without a dream is already dead, even if he still draws breath. Always have a next horizon. 6. The capacity for applied faith. Not faith as a passive feeling, but faith expressed through bold, decisive action. 7. Willingness to share your blessings. The most miserable rich people I ever met were those who hoarded everything they had. True wealth flows. It circulates. It multiplies by giving. 8. A labor of love. If you are doing work you despise purely for a paycheck, you are enslaved, regardless of the size of that check. The truly wealthy person does work that sets their soul on fire. 9. An open mind toward all people. Stubbornness and prejudice are taxes you pay on your own potential. Stay curious. Stay open. The greatest lessons come from unexpected sources. 10. Complete self-discipline. The person who cannot govern themselves cannot build anything that lasts. Self-mastery is the foundation of all mastery. 11. Wisdom to understand people. Success is never achieved alone. Those who understand human nature, who can read people, connect with them, inspire them, hold an extraordinary advantage. 12. Financial abundance. And yes, money. The 12th and final great richness. It is important. It is real. But it is the byproduct, not the goal. When you build the first 11, the 12th tends to follow naturally. I have seen men with $20 million in the bank who were among the most wretched human beings I have ever encountered. Sick, lonely, terrified, hated by their families, despised by their employees. And I have met men and women of modest financial means who possessed all 11 of the other riches, and who radiated a joy, a peace, a fullness of life that all the money in the world could not buy. Pursue the 12, not just the one. And I promise you, the one will come on its own. My friends, my dear, dear friends, I have lived more than 80 years on this earth. I have sat with presidents and paupers. I have watched brilliant minds collapse in ruin and watched simple, ordinary people build extraordinary lives from almost nothing. And in all of that time, across all of those conversations, all of those studies, all of those late nights writing and researching and praying for clarity, I came to one conclusion that I would stake everything I have ever done on. You are not the victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your destiny. The power to change your life does not live in Washington, D.C. It does not live in your bank account, your neighborhood, your family history, your test scores, or your past mistakes. It lives in your mind, right now, waiting. The 6 principles I shared with you today are not new. They are not trendy. They are ancient truths that I spent 20 years excavating from the lives of the most successful human beings in American history. The power of decision. Make it now. Make it firm. Make it yours. The battle within. Feed your champion and starve your destroyer. The burning desire. Crystallize your vision. Write it down. Breathe life into it daily. The thought broadcast. Master what you radiate, and the world will respond. The seed in every setback. Look for it. Find it. Water it. The Mastermind Alliance. Surround yourself with greatness and become it. These are not words on a screen. These are tools. Pick them up. Use them. U90 DAY challenge. I want to leave you with a challenge. 90 days. That's all I ask. For the next 90 days, every single morning, before you look at your phone, before you check the news, before you speak to another soul, spend 10 minutes with your purpose. Read your written desire statement. Visualize your goal as already accomplished. Speak your affirmation to the mirror. Every evening, write 3 things you are grateful for, and 1 step you took, however small, toward your burning desire. 90 days, 12 weeks, 3 months. If you do this, if you actually do it and not just intend to do it, I promise you that 90 days from today, you will look back at who you are right now and barely recognize yourself. Not because the world around you will have magically rearranged itself, but because you will have changed. And when you change, truly, deeply, fundamentally change, the world has no choice but to change with you. One final word. God gave you a mind that is quite literally the most sophisticated and powerful instrument in the known universe. More complex than any computer, more creative than any algorithm, more resilient than any machine. And yet most people go to their graves having used perhaps 10% of what they were given. Don't be one of them. You have something to give this world, a purpose that only you can fulfill, a contribution that only you can make, a greatness that is specifically, uniquely, irreplaceably yours. The only question that has ever mattered, is this: will you claim it? I believe you will. I believe in you, more than you currently believe in yourself. And one day, not long from now, you will believe in yourself too. Good. Think greatly. Act boldly. Live fully. I am Napoleon Hill. And I'll see you on the other side of your breakthrough. If this moved you, if something in here lit a fire, then hit that like button right now. Not for me. Do it as a signal to your own mind that you are serious about change. Subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell, because I am bringing you more of these deep, powerful lessons from the greatest minds in history. And in the comments below, tell me this: what is your burning desire? Write it down, right now. Because when you declare your intention publicly, something shifts. The commitment becomes real. Share this video with someone who needs it, someone who is struggling, someone who has forgotten how powerful they are. Because when you lift another person, the universe lifts you. I read every comment. I see every declaration. And nothing brings me greater joy than watching ordinary people discover that they were never ordinary at all. Think and grow rich, my friends. The world is waiting for what only you can build. Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve.